It's always you. Keep falling for you. Keep falling for you. Keep falling for you.
What is going on, guys? We are back in the garage again today for another Harley video. I hope everybody's having a great day. So today we're gonna do a full review on this new 2020 Road Glide Special. If you watched my last video, this is my dad's new bike we just picked up yesterday. It's wrapped in billiard red with a white stripe and white accents. It looks really good. This bike is pretty rare, actually. It's one of like 1,600 in the country. So each dealer got allocated one of these. They got allocated one red and one blue. I'll put a picture up on the screen here. Both bikes have the same design, just where the red is on this bike is billiard blue on the blue one, and obviously this is billiard red with that stone washed white stripe going down the middle, down the back fender, and then on the bottom of the bags here. So I personally like the red one better. The billiard blue, the blue is just kind of a weird blue. It's not even the blue that's on the tank here on the number one. It's a little bit darker, but like I said, I'll put a picture on the screen for you guys so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, these bikes are pretty rare. One of 1,600 in the US. I mean, that's a pretty rare bike. So that's why he got it. He liked the color. He liked the number one on the tank. You know, obviously the Harley Davidson here on the bags. But yeah, it's a pretty sharp bike, and he's got a lot planned for this bike. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We're gonna have tons of videos and tons of content on this bike. We're gonna do a full build on YouTube for you, and you know, with different exhaust, air cleaner, cam, whole bunch of stuff coming with this bike. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Harley actually dropped this paint set March 2nd. Right before we went to Daytona, they dropped this and the billiard blue paint set for the Road Glide specials. This paint set is only available on Road Glides. You cannot get this paint set on Street Glides. But yeah, Harley, you know, dropped this paint set like right before we left for Florida and Daytona. And when we were in Daytona, if you saw my day one of Daytona video that I posted a few weeks back, they actually had this bike next to the billiard blue bike down there at the Harley tent, and we actually, or the Harley display rather, and I actually got some videos of it outside in the sun. But it's amazing what a solo seat and a Clockworks windshield can do to this bike. I mean, it looks so much better than just factory. But anyway, what I was saying is they, you know, came out in March, and here it is, end of April. We got it. There's not very many left. If you are in the market for one and you really like this bike, you're gonna definitely want to act fast, because once they're gone, they're gone. Like I mentioned, only each dealer only got one red and one blue, so it's a pretty rare bike. So if you guys are in the market for one, you better get on them fast, because once they're gone, they're gone. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compare the differences between the 2019 model and like what I have and the 2020. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you guys know what they changed for 2020. There's actually a lot of things they did change for the new model year, and I'm about to go over those with you right now. So one of the main changes for 2020 on these bikes is obviously the wheels. They switched it up from the Talon wheel to now what's called a Prodigy wheel. So the wheels look pretty cool on these bikes, actually. Just to get a better understanding, I'll show you what the previous wheel looked like. This is what a Talon wheel looks like. And that's what I have on my 19 as well. This bike here is an 18, but this wheel came out in 18, so they ran it in 18 and 19, and then for 20, they run this new Prodigy wheel. So what do you guys think? Do you like the Talon wheel better than the Prodigy, or do you like the Prodigy, the new wheel, better than the old wheel? What do you think? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. As you guys can see here, this bike is equipped with the 114 cubic inch motor. That's standard on all special Road Glides and Street Glides now. Is if you get a special, it comes with the 114 cubic inch motor, which is exactly what my 2019 Road Glide has as well. So there's no difference there. However, if you see here, they went to one shift lever or linkage on the bike, where I have a heel shifter. This one does not come equipped with a heel shifter. So for 2020, they got rid of the heel shifters, and I don't understand that. I actually, personally, I don't use my heel shifter. I use just my toe shifter for switching gears up and down. But I don't know why they would get rid of the heel shifter, because I feel like that's been like a bagger thing. I mean, every touring bike's had a heel shifter, so I don't know why they would get rid of that. I've heard it's for cost savings or whatever, but I mean, they even upped the base price, the MSRP on these 2020, so I don't know why they would get rid of that. That's probably like a $30 part, you know, for them to put on there. So I don't understand that, but that is one major change for the 2020 model year is they got rid of the heel shifters. Another thing I noticed here on the 2020 that they changed from 2019 is they went to flat black here on the top of the fairing and also on the top of the gauge pod and on top of the triple clamps here. I don't know why they would do that. I mean, you have a gloss black painted inner fairing here, as you can see, and then you go to a flat black. I don't understand that. And to replace this piece in the Harley catalog is like $350 to get a vivid black, gloss black piece. That's just insane. You could take this off and get it painted for a quarter of the cost. Same with this here. I don't know why they would make this flat black. My dad doesn't mind, so he's gonna leave it, but if it was my bike, that would drive me nuts. I have OCD bad, and like the gloss black with the flat black just doesn't match, so I would definitely have to get that taken off and painted gloss black to match like my 19. And just so you guys have a better understanding, if you're not familiar with these bikes, this is an 18, and it even came with the gloss black upper fairing and obviously the gloss black here on the back of the gauge pod. So that's what I was talking about there. And since we're up here in the fairing, I will mention that this air dam here, this vent here, is the same as on all the new Road Glide 15 and up fairings. But what they got rid of is the vents down here. So you still have the vents, see the holes? You still have the vents, but you can't close them if you want to close them. Like on my bike, I have a little button here I can press and it closes those vents off. And I'll actually show you over here on the 18, he's got them on this. And actually they're closed off right now, so you don't see any gaps. But then if you hit this button, see that? So anyway, they got rid of that vent feature there. So obviously there's still holes there, so you get air, but if it's a cold day and you don't want those open, you can't shut them on the new 2020. So I don't know why they would get rid of that, but it must be cost savings. That's all I can think of. Another thing is the traction control button here. This bike does come equipped with RDRS, which has a whole bunch of different features. If you watch my last video, the salesman explained exactly what RDRS is. So if you haven't, go check that video out. He gives you an in-depth review on what RDRS is. But basically, it's these new 2020s. If you have RDRS, they come with traction control. There's like a 6-axis gyro in the bike. It'll let the computer know if you're sitting up straight, leaning on a corner. It has wet weather mode, which basically gives the bike less throttle. If you get caught in the rain, it's not going to loop out on you. It has ABS, obviously, but yeah, I don't have this traction control button on my 19 because it doesn't have RDRS. But if you guys want to know a little bit more about RDRS, go check out my last video. The salesman explains real in depth on what that is for this new 2020 model year. Another thing I noticed that they did different on the 2020s from my 2019 is that I don't know what this cover is exactly, but it's now flat black, where that used to be gloss black on my bike, to match the gloss black heads, to match the gloss black transmission cover, timing cover. I mean, I don't know why they would make that flat black, but I guess that's not a big deal because it kind of matches the cases. But I'll show you over here on this 18 how it's gloss black. You guys see how that's gloss black? That's how my 19 is as well. Another cool thing this bike has to offer for 2020 is the HD Connect app. Basically, it's a subscription that you pay monthly for, and basically it's a cellular connectivity to your bike that you can connect it to your phone using the HD Connect app. And with that app, you can check your bike's vitals, like your fuel level, your oil level, your tire pressure. You can get alerts if the bike has been moved. And you obviously can see if it's been stolen, and you can track the bike. It's got a GPS obviously in it because of the nav, and you can track the bike if it gets stolen from this app. So it's a pretty cool app. If you want to pay the subscription for it, it's not bad to have. The stock 114 that come in these bikes come with 123 foot-pounds of torque from the factory, guys. I mean, that's a lot of torque for a stock bike. Just imagine what it's going to be like when we put the stage 1 and obviously stage 2 later down the road on this bike, which stage 1 includes a air cleaner, a tune, and a pipe. Stage 2 would be air cleaner, tune, pipe, and cam. Being that this is a single cam, you only need one cam. It's not a twin cam, so I didn't want to say cams, plural. But yeah, one cam for this new Milwaukee 8 engine that's been out for a few years now. But the 114 definitely shines over the 107 that originally came out. When the Milwaukee 8 came out, it was 107 cubic inch. Now that it's a 114, it's significantly noticeable. Like if you ride the 18 and you hop on this 20 with the 114, you can definitely notice more power, even with it being stock. But just like my 19, once you do stage 1 to these bikes, it really opens them up, and can't wait to tear into this thing. He's gonna go ahead and put like 200 miles on it, maybe even 500 miles before we start tearing it apart and putting the new parts on it. That way we break the engine in right, and you know, make sure everything seats right before we start beating on it and you know, putting some power to it. So that's his plan for this one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the key on and basically just show you guys here. This screen came out in 2019. This screen is almost like looking at your phone. It's very vibrant. The colors on it are very crisp. So now that I got that on, I'll show you the LED front headlights that this bike comes equipped with. Why Harley's still putting standard halogen bulbs in the turn signals and the running lights, I have no idea. But we do have some custom dynamics LED rings with amber centers coming. Just haven't got them yet. That's the first thing I always do to these bikes, is put LED turn signals in them, because it definitely makes it look a lot better. So stay tuned for that. I'll show you guys what that looks like once we get them. Same goes for the taillights. They don't put LEDs in them from factory. It's kind of hard to tell in the camera, but they're definitely not LED. And then you got the 3 stripes down here on the bottom of the fender. That's standard. That's been out for years. I was even on, I think 2011 might have been the first year for that. And then, so yeah, I got custom dynamics LED taillights as well coming with the halos. They're like a halo ring for a running light, and then when you hit the brake, the whole thing lights up. So I'll be putting those in as soon as we get them. They're on order, but just wanted to show you guys, give you a walk around of what it looks like with the lights on. And then what's also cool is there's almost like a parking light feature. So like if you want to still listen to your music, but you don't want your headlight on the whole time, you can turn the key all the way to the right, and you can see that there's like a, see that? It's like there's like a line of light, just like a parking light, just like one little LED on each light. And I think that looks really cool. I honestly wish there was a bypass, and if there is, and you guys know, comment down below, let me know. I wish there was a bypass so that I could ride the bike around town like this, even on my 19. I wish I could, in the daytime, run around with just the parking lights on like that, instead of having the full LED headlight on. I think that looks sick, especially if you could run it with the custom dynamics rings, you know, for the turn signals. I think that would look awesome. So let me know if there's a way around that, if we can run the bikes with those lights on. I'm gonna try to give you guys an up close of this red color. It's really hard to tell in the camera. It almost looks dark, but outside in the sunlight, the red really pops. And another thing you probably haven't noticed is between the red and the white stripe, there's actually a blue line, a blue pinstripe lining the white stripe. It looks really sharp in person, guys. Like online, I didn't think the bike was that sweet looking, but then once we get it home and once we get it outside and see it in person, it looks like a totally different bike. Like I love this bike. If this color scheme was out last year when I got my 19, I totally would have gotten it. I love the number 1 on the tank. I think that's really sharp. That's like my favorite Harley logo. And especially with the blue pinstripe between the red and the blue, the red and the white, I think it looks really sharp. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this bike. Do you guys like it, or do you like the standard vivid black look? I mean, he's always had black cars, black bikes. As you can see here, this is his Demon, and this is his old bike. Everything he's had is black. This is his first bike that's been a different color other than black. But I really like it. It's a sharp bike. It's growing on me. Another thing I did here for him was I took some 3M vinyl and blacked out the reflectors on the saddlebags. Gives it a nice touch. I know the red blended in with the saddlebag because of the color, the red reflector, but I wanted to add some black because there's a lot of black on the bike here, gloss black accents. I think it looks really good with the smoked out, or I guess blacked out reflector. I mean, some of you guys are gonna comment and say, oh, you need reflectors for people to see you on the side. It's like, yeah, no. Look at my car. I black out my reflectors on everything. I even did it on his Demon. You can't see any reflectors. I hate reflectors. I think they look so much better smoked out, just like this. Some of you might be asking, okay, is the Harley Davidson logo on the bag painted or a sticker? It's actually painted, just like the pinstripe. So that's not a sticker. That comes painted just like that from the factory. Same with the number 1 on the tank. That's all painted. So they did a really nice job on this paint set. Alright guys, so that's going to complete today's video on my review of the all-new 2020 Road Glide Special. If you like the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate all your support on the channel. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more content. I'll have tons of Harley content coming for you guys this summer. Tons of build updates and performance modifications, not only to this bike, but to my 19. I just ordered a bunch of new parts for it, so stay tuned for more videos on that. I'll also be going around to different bike shows and different biker events and getting some good footage for you guys, kind of like Daytona. Also, if you're here for car content, don't worry. I have a lot of mods coming for this as well. Just waiting on this whole pandemic thing to, be done with so I can take my car out and get some good footage for you guys and get some work done to this thing. So I'm just waiting on, shops to open and other things so that I can get going on that. And then also, as you can see here, we have the Demon. So I'll be doing a lot of different racing videos this summer with the Demon and my Hellcat. So we got tons of content for you guys here. It'll be an awesome summer. So make sure you guys stay tuned for all that. I'll have tons of car content, tons of bike content, and it's gonna just be a wild summer, guys. So I'm not gonna let you guys down. I'm working real hard at this YouTube stuff and gonna try to get you guys tons of uploads each week. So that's gonna do it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.